Alright guys, so welcome back to another one of Neo's Workshops episode. I'm going to be going over my Team Wars games this time. We'll start with the first one. It was the easiest one. Whoops. Go over here. And unfortunately this week my alt account got completely trashed, so I had no chance, the people that I played against. And I'm pretty sure this was the easiest opponent I got out of the 3 or 4 games I had to play, because I did have a draw where I made a few mistakes and played against a decent player and also started with a really bad hand, but you'll see that. But yeah, that was a pretty interesting game. A couple of mistakes and a couple of things that didn't go my way, but made the best of it, get a draw. And then I unfortunately did get a loss as well, because the disconnect glitch or whatever that is. So whatever. But anyways, coming back to this week, remember we don't have any removal cards, so Stat of Many Moons kind of always goes uncontested. So you see me try to, throughout these games, you see me try to combine Poison, Alien Queen Red, Tweak, just to try and kill him before he gets a charge off, and it usually doesn't work. And I think he got a charge off every single time that Samos played. He got a charge off. So, but anyways, this guy was, unfortunately for him, not much of a challenge. My cards were just too high compared to his, so he just got steamrolled, unfortunately for him. So it was an easy win. I tried using the Tweak, as you guys saw earlier, with the Poison, because I think one of our members had pointed out that AQR and Poison doesn't really stack when you throw both poisons on somebody, and I'm pretty sure it didn't work, which I thought wouldn't be the case, but it didn't work. I'm pretty sure it didn't. So, but Tweak and Poison did work. So yeah, easy game 1. Let's move on to the next one. So this one was I wouldn't say easy, but the last guy was definitely easier just because card levels, but I'm pretty sure I 3-0 this guy. But it was a bit more, I was getting a better feel for the deck in this game. And I quickly realized I had a feeling that this is one of those decks that sometimes you just draw a really bad hand. Like right now, my hand is not very comfortable, but thankfully I already have Murph out, so I'm able to play him to my advantage by pushing him out, and then he makes a mistake of spawning that Butters and gets caught in the poison, so that worked out in my favor. Quite nice. The Rats, that was a big mistake in my opinion. I mean, he should have just conceded that bar and moved on. There was no way he was gonna save that bar. So at that point he puts himself now, I mean, look at how much energy I got. And I'm pretty sure he's probably about halfway on energy, so he completely overplayed that hand. And I'm already at an advantage. So I got a bar, and I probably have about 5 energy on top of him. Yeah, so it was probably about 6 or 7 energy there. And this was one of those times where I tried using AQR. Thankfully it worked because of that Bradley. So it's just the way that it worked out. Most of the time when the Som has plenty of space to walk through the map, in this war he was definitely able to get a charge off. So, and this Tweak keeps surprising me. He's actually really strong. I keep getting caught by surprise by that. He's actually really strong for a ranged unit, in my opinion. It's probably not the strongest, but he's definitely decently strong, where he can do some quick work like he just did there with the visitors. And just stalling him real quick. Murph is a really good tool for stalling. I also used him in the next match as a distraction. If you can get people to lock on him, he can be pretty brutal on how he distracts the opponent. So yeah, easy game number 2. Let's move on to the third one. Let's see if we can, let's point out all the mistakes I made. I think I did a couple of mistakes here that cost me in the long run. So, at the start off, it already sucked. The hand just wasn't there. There was no way that I wanted to use AQR, so I figured I'd just throw something at him. Try to cycle cards, not waste too much energy, so... Then I'll try to delay a little bit more by playing the Bradley. And then this is when I decided Murph was going to probably be my best chance of defending myself here after that horrible hand. But he played that pretty well. He pulled that Butters on one side, which helped the Garrison, but also helped... it forced me to play a card on the lower end of the field instead of taking care of the Somme. So, but the Murph distraction worked. I was able to take care of that Garrison, and at this point I was pretty sure I was going to lose a bar. So just damage control, trying to make sure that that Somme dies by the end of it. And but I actually ended up almost saving it. I was pretty close, but unfortunately no. And now, not much of a push, but I know he was a little short on energy. Then I get a good trade here with the rats. So that was a crappy play from him. I don't know why he would have used rats in that situation. I don't know. Then that Butters was also a moot point, just because he didn't get to do anything. And then that was a mistake. I did not look at that situation and assess it correctly, because the aliens was an overextension for sure. His Captain Diabetes was not going to get the charge, and with the level difference, I should have known that he was going to die in just a few hits. So now I wasted the energy on those aliens, and now they're weak. So let's try and recover from that. So at least here, Captain Diabetes got a 1 kill, and then the two visitors take out the last one. So that kind of evened out, but if I wouldn't have wasted the energy on those visitors, I would have had 3 energy extra right now. So charge doesn't go off, and I played the Murph because I figured, let me be aggressive, and I can probably secure the last 2 bars, considering that I had Somme with him. And then here he plays the rats wrong again, and I'm able to kind of like regain some ground thanks to that. And on this one, I don't like my hand again to try and fight that Somme, so I just figured I'd try something. And then here was my God, that was a colossal mistake. Jesus Christ, that lava just missed everybody. And then he ends up being able to get the second bar because of that error. If I would have slowed down Somme like it was meant to be, it was meant to have been meant to have worked, I would have had a much better chance. Let me see. And now he has a pretty good attack here. A tweak again, coming in clutch. Delaying Murph's charge and making sure Garrison doesn't do any damage. So and then here I made sure that Murph didn't get anywhere, because if we would have gotten that charge and hit my new kid, he would have probably won that game. Not that I wouldn't have been able to defend it, but he would have had a much better chance at taking that bar out. So at this point, 14 seconds left. There's not much else to do. So, but those mistakes, I ended up with a tie when I shouldn't have. Despite the fact that I started with a really bad hand, I did have card levels in my favor. I'm sorry. So I shouldn't have lost that game. But the bad overextension of the visitors here, and then that embarrassing lava. Damn it. Oh my God, could have thrown it almost anywhere else and it would have still been just as bad. Anyways, so those two things combined just just were big mistakes. Because the hand, I recovered from the bad hand fairly well. But that energy that I wasted on those cards, it was just dumb. And it cost me a tie. So at least it wasn't a loss, but it still cost me a tie. But anyways, alright, let's move on to the last game. Alright, so for this last game, I think it was also fairly easy. It wasn't too difficult. I'm pretty sure I had the level advantage 100%. So let's see, better starting hand. If you don't have a tank or something that moves slow, at least start with something that has a charge. So that if that unit does end up having to meet with someone in the middle, his charge is, is available for something. Better have something than nothing, So here in retrospect, I should have played that Professor Chaos a while ago, but I think I was still kind of annoyed from the last game. So I was up in my head, distracted, but and then here, this could have almost gone really bad if that garrison wasn't so low. It seemed to me like he was a low base level 4. I don't think he was max level 4 even. That garrison would have been max level 4 or 5 or higher. He would have definitely killed my visitors, and that would have been a problem for me. But now I got my tank, so I'll just wait for the field to reset and try to do some body blocking. Make sure that Sam gets his charge off. I'm pretty sure his poison is like level 4 or something. I don't know why he's using that, but whatever. And I used the Murph again, like as a distraction. From here on out, I mean, he let the Murph get past, technically uncontested, but there wasn't really much he could do. The sun was there with the charge, so almost anything he spawned was gonna get fried anyways. He almost got him though, before I got my charge off with the Professor Chaos, so. At this point I had no idea what to use because again, the hands with this deck just suck at different points. Like, I wasn't sure what I wanted to play. I didn't want to play some of the cards. I wanted to save other cards. So, but my cards are leveled so much higher than his that it didn't make too much of a difference. But man, this deck sucked. Well, I think we've had worse, but I did like, the only thing that I liked about this week's Team Wars and the deck that we got to choose from was that there was no removal cards. So the sum was not going to be such a lightning rod for removal cards or having to bait that stuff out. So it was just a matter of playing your cards better than the other person. Unless, my levels are way higher than yours, then I'll steamroll you. But anyways, alright guys, so final thoughts for the week. Don't fuck up your lava. Do not miss that fucking lava. Other than that, keep in mind no removal cards. Play your sum. Either body block them with a tank like I did with Murph, or just always spawn him like on an opposite side of the field so he gets to walk quite a bit and get his charge out. For everybody that has a level 4 or max level 4 sum, you're gonna have a better chance of him going off because obviously he has a lot more health. So other than that, just like I always preach, timing. That's all you gotta do, is time your cards right, time the effects right, and make sure your opponent overextends. Once he overextends, take advantage of it. Okay? Alright guys, any feedback is appreciated. If you guys have any comments or any questions about anything else, let me know. And I've never said this, but like and subscribe, comment, whatever the fuck everybody else says. But yeah, thanks. I appreciate you guys watching. See you guys next time.